Hello everybody, it's Todd here from Toad Painting, and today we're painting this guy. So, I did all like the basic work. It's just metals or inked and a little bit of airbrushing to see blocking all the colors and stuff like that. Nothing too special. So today we're going to be doing a lot of freehand. It's going to be, I'm thinking of doing, like, since the Chaplain Dreadnought, I'm going to do, he's a Death Watch Chaplain Dreadnought. So they normally have, like, the big old eye, which you can kind of see. There we go. And I'm going to do a whole bunch of this, like, text along it, like how normal Death Watch have it. And I'm also going to do a bunch of, like, script up here. And he's going to be a Black Templar, so I'm going to just do the cross up here. Maybe a little bit of something over here, but... And I'll probably keep this part plain. But I want him to look like very ornate. So, that's the plan. And then it's going to be, like, feathers, angel of death kind of thing. So it's mainly just going to be, like, freehand stuff today. So, mostly me writing letters. Alright, so we're first going to start off by taking some Quicksilver, which is the main color I got for the this part. So this is Quicksilver, and this is like a lighter silver, which I think is mixed with a little bit of white. I'm going to take this Quicksilver and mix a little bit of black to it, just so it's a little darker, so I can have the text is visible. Not too dark, that's way too dark. Okay. That looks good. Let me just test it out. Let's see. Let's see if I can write this without blocking the camera. Alright. Okay, a little darker actually. Let's try this. Yeah, it's not too bad. Alright. So I'm just gonna go, and I have a whole bunch of just between fake Latin and English. I'm just gonna use a bunch of words, a combination, just like how they do it in all the other ones. So it's gonna be some kind of Latin word. I think it's victory. Let's see.
Yeah, your head is 100% blocking.
Sorry, I'm off. Let me, if I can just change the windows around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm not doing a black or a white just because I want it to be not too much contrast, because it's normally not that evident. This one is, because that's, let's see.
Yeah, because it's shiny, you really can't tell you know.
Yeah, I may just darken that a bit. But I might have to go black. Let's try it darker. Let's try the original one. How about this? It's a little bit of trial and error today. Yeah, I think the original color is actually, the one I thought was just too dark, is actually probably the better one. Okay, lesson learned. And then this now. Let's find a short one. War is always good. Okay. So we need another short one for this side. Let's see.
Moors, M-O-R-S.
No, let's what's the other one like? Let's see. A little too long there. That's okay. So let's go here. Oh, it's too big. Okay. I'll have to go back and probably fix that with a little bit. Whoops. The trick is not to... Is that you?
No, it's you.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's... At least it covers pretty easily. Alright. I think I made those texts, those words a little too big. So let's see now. Oh. It's really hard to find a long word, short enough word for that. I might just do like a longer word that goes all the way across. It cuts off. Let's do this. Let's try like this. I'm also just gonna... That eye I have, because it's the traditional Death Watch. I have like the text over top of a giant eye, so I'm just gonna get a nice border so it's more predominant. That looks better. Yeah, my letters are getting a little too small. Kind of getting smaller and smaller, so bulk them a little bit, and I'm gonna touch them up to the back of the silver. These ones, I'm just gonna try and shrink them, but this is a little too big. The O is definitely too big. Okay. Let's see. Also, the D's a little too big. It's kind of blocking where I want it to be. Back with the silver and just resize it properly. Okay. Me what? Oh, I got some corn stuck in my teeth, so I'm trying to...
No, it's like you're holding your breath.
I'm freehanding, so as like snipers do it, you hold your breath so you don't have a steadier... So maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm not noticing it, but... Try to make all the letters consistent, proper thickness and stuff. And I have a little space here, so I'm going to do like a little Templar symbol. It's like a very simple little like iron cross thing. Alright, let's go back to my Quicksilver. I'm just going to touch up some of these words. It's not too bad right now. Okay, let's start at the top. Make sure top line's all flat. If your letters are all like all over the place, it kind of makes it look like it's more like graffiti than letters, or like a proper blessed vehicle, I guess. Since he's a chaplain, he blesses all things. His mighty war fist. Power fist, whatever it's called.
So are those the things that there's like dead space marines inside?
No, it's not dead. He's semi-dead. It's like they're like crippled beyond like function like quadrupeds and like, but like, so they basically put these broken Space Marines into these suits, these giant Space Marine armors, effectively, and then they kind of basically put them in like stasis until they, because they're dying, right? So they basically put them in stasis, and then they wake them only when they need them, like most dire need, whatever. And so basically, all they do is like sleep and kill. Because this, basically, they just slowly, because the thing can't keep them alive forever, so it's just like they're slowly dying and that thing decaying because they've been so damaged from whatever battle their last battle. It's like a proper Space Marine because they're just like, I think they're just like torsos for the most part. They have all the limbs removed and stuff like that. There's like a brain and like essential organs to keep them alive. Nothing, no thrills, right? Thrills, like limbs are thrills.
Frills?
Frills, sorry. No frills attached. Also no limbs attached. You go back and do little touch-ups, like at each and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really hard to see, isn't it? Does that look better? Okay. Let's see now. Not too bad. Let me just try and shade it, I guess. Gonna take some good old black. Ooh, got a lot of. There's a lot of silver on my finger. I don't know how I got that. Did I? Good, I didn't transfer anywhere else. Where did a giant bulk of silver came from? Okay. I get number 4 brush for this part. I'm just gonna do a little bit of 2 brush blending. Just gonna apply a little bit of mixing medium to this part. The bottle's a little old, so it's a little thicker and it's having a hard time coming up. Come on, you can do it. Oh, there we go. So I'm basically going to wet down the whole area and add apply a little bit of mixing medium. Oops. Let me clean my brush off first. You never want to leave your brush with paint on it if you're not using it. Okay. So this is basically just water and a little bit of mixing medium. I'm going to try and just wet the area a little bit. So this gives me more time to play with it. Okay. And I'm just gonna just darken it a little bit. Not too dark. Not to destroy the it's not like that, just a little bit of shading, just to give it something. And then let's do the same for the top part. A little bit of mixing medium, a little bit of water, and then apply just a little bit of black. Take a clean brush and just slowly just tease it out, like a fanning motion. And then if I want, I can go back and just it's like darker, almost like black, and just touch up the letters if I want, just darken them. I think that's fine. Okay. I mean, it's kind of like what similar to what a Death Watch looks like. Close enough. So now let's just do some more, just like, you know, scribble how like, where? Oh, there's a C, isn't there? Good call, good call. Okay. Respect. That's a good word. I like it. It's Latin, okay? Let's fix that spelling error, because there's room enough for a T. So let's turn it into a T. Or C. And let's put a T here. And then I'm just going to take a C. I'm just going to darken this a little bit more. There we go. He's now grammatically correct, I guess. It's alphabetically correct. One of those words. Okay. A little better. So now, proper angle. Okay. So, as I was saying, do some of the scribbly bits that a lot of people do for, like, what do you call it again? The purity seals, like how he's got here. I'm going to do a bunch up top, punctuated by some, like, big letters and stuff like that. He's a chaplain, he's like the keeper of the faith and stuff like that, so... Let's start with a big old F. See if I can just make it look a little more frilly. Because you know how, like, the medieval scrolls, they have, like, the really big first letter, it's all kind of scrolly and fancy. I'm trying to do that. That looks like an F, right? See if I can just dot that, or put a little dot in the center of the A. Yeah, I need to make that A just a little thicker. The white part needs to be just a little more. And I'm going back to scribbly bits. And we just touch up this part here. Yeah, the focus is down here, so maybe I'll change the focus around since I'll be having a little closer. Try this. How's that look? And then back to some scribbly bits. Make sure, okay, and get some more white out. Because I might have put a little too much water in my white here, so I'm just going to make sure I have proper consistency. Let's see, scribbly bits. Also, make sure to know when to stop. You really don't need that extra little bit. Just want to have a nice border around the, like a very small, couple millimeter border. Okay. And then we'll do a new sentence. I'll just do one letter. So let's do a W. Actually, wait. Let's do a little more scribbles, but not have it end all the way. So it'll be like a paragraph. The new paragraph, and we're doing a nice big fancy W for war. Because in the grim darkness, there's only war and skulls. Not the skulls. See if I can spell war properly. Yeah, it's close enough. Come on. Anyway. Now more scribbly bits. Okay. The problem there was my white was a little too thick. So I dried too fast on the brush. Okay. On this side, we'll have start it with a good old-fashioned death. And then try and give it a little bit of extra frills, give it some legs. Okay, that was definitely a terrible bee. Maybe go back and fix that. Bees are pretty hard to do. There's death. Now I'm back to scribbly bits. Need to give the brush a little spin in my mouth to keep the tip nice and pointy. A little bit of spiral always really helps. Those layers are just a little too faded. Okay. Let's do... It's not a good word. Honor is a good word. On the shoulder.
Now make sure you spell the same way you spelled the other one.
Honor. I spelled it in English, didn't spell it in...
No, you spelled American. There's no U in it.
Oh, yeah, right. I guess this is a British game, so I should actually spell with a U, but it's too late now. Stupid spiky bits. Restricting my brush a little bit. This halo thing. Kind of hard to see it. Definitely feel it. There we go. So, and he's got a nice big open spot there. Now what could that be? I might just gonna do a little simple iron cross of the Black Templars. Okay. Let me first just flush it so it's centered and everything. Very important making sure it's all centered and stuff. Now, I think that's good enough centered wise. Let's just give it a little bit of the frilly bits. Make sure nice and even. This top bar, just, or this middle bar, just needs to be a little thicker in this direction. Great. Is that a chainsaw?
I don't know what they could possibly be chainsawing, but it really sounds like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's a touch up a little bit. You can also straighten it out. I'm just doing a little bit of overpainting just in some parts so I can define it a bit better when I go back with the black. Not perfect, but once I go back with the black, it should be good. Let's see now. It's a little more slippery. There we go. So this one right here is just a little bit off. Let's see now. Could be a little bit more touch-ups. Yeah, it could be a little fatter, couldn't it? And sharpen up the corners a bit. Also just block it so it's a little more solid and light. Good news is, any kind of imperfections that I don't really care about, I'm doing some battle damage, so I can just cover them up with a little bit of scratch marks. Okay. Not perfect, but it's good enough. So let's get a little bit of gray out. I'm just gonna do all the edge highlighting on that top part. It's gonna have some like copper, bronze, maybe even gold trim, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. The gold part's gonna be the last thing I do. little bit edge highlighting never hurt. I'm gonna black up this. This is supposed to be all black. Look at my kind of got a little silver on it during the airbrush. Okay. I'm going to get some pure white. I'm going to do a little bit of the edges where the highlights are the most. So right here. Just a little bit of pure white. And maybe even some of the corners too. And then these studs, because why not? Bust out some foam, just like this. Rip into little pieces, get a small little chunk, and then I'm just gonna get black on it. I'm just gonna give it some scratch marks. Just a little bit of black, and then just test on yourself. So here I'm gonna probably just try and ruin that one. There we go. One part I didn't like that much. I'm just gonna ruin some battle damage. Let's see if I can try and get on the camera without. There we go. silver out and just gonna block in where the scratches are. Works better when it's in the lighter area. Black on black's not the greatest, but work with what you got, I guess. I'm also just going to go back over some black and just use some, instead of using the foam, I'm just going to use my brush to make some more like slash marks kind of thing, like scratches and stuff. Because like the foam's good for like doing like weathering almost, like. So this one I'm just going to do black. I think that side's fine. I'm just going to do a few more on this side. And then this side's going to. There we go. And that's what's needed. And try and keep in the same kind of like direction in that grouping. Okay. Back to some silver and try and keep a little bit of like that border, like a black border, just gives it some more depth. That's the whole point of putting the black in there. Just like that. If you want, you can probably leave some of these little black spots as dark, like indents that haven't really gotten deep enough into the war machine, whatever you're doing, so it hasn't like scratched the metal, but just like put a divot in the paint. But it's up to you. Oh, for this part right here. And then, final step, because I'm not doing any rust in this one. This is more like fresh battle damage. And I don't think Space Marines let their vehicles get all rusty. Just some like scratches that kind of follow that. I don't want to do it too much because it might be a little too busy, so. I think that's okay. And then maybe just a little more scratches, just like little ones that like will catch the light, but not actually like deep enough to actually get to the metal. Just little scratches. Especially in areas like this where it's kind of boring and it's black. There we go. If you want to add a more pure white just for some of the edges, it always makes it more interesting. instead of having uniform edge, let me just do a lighter color. I'm not gonna do it there. That's fine. Okay. I think that part is done now. Let's okay, I'm gonna start working on the front part. Should be interesting. So I'm gonna do the front part's gonna be brass. Probably gonna be highlighted into a gold, but I'm just gonna use a brass for now. Figure out where the metal starts and where it ends. Oops. I painted the palette cam again. Pretty much all the ornate areas I'm trying to make gold, I think. I might want to keep the black actually up there, because I want this halo thing to be gold. I'll probably keep the, because he's got a bunch of little skulls on it, I'm going to keep those gold as well. I just think if I kept, actually I think white would be good. I don't think silver would be good. Silver would be kind of weird. But a bunch of white skulls would be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But that's after all the washes have dried and stuff. It's a little too epic, I think, this song. It's way too dramatic. Kind of almost reminds me of like an orc, like what their dreadnoughts are called, Kelicans, or something. There's like that big giant jaw thing, which is what kind of looks like to me, because it's got the top part, top skull, which doesn't have a bottom jaw, and this kind of like simulates it. So it kind of looks like an orc, a fancy orc dreadnought to me. What is the orc dreadnought called? A Stompa?
Killican?
Killican, I think that's the Gretchen one.
Killican's a little.
Yeah, they're the Gretchen ones. They're meant for shooting, not meant for melee. They have better ballistic skill than orcs, though.
They can stomp if they want to, okay?
Yes. I think most people give them guns, though. At least a couple editions ago. I haven't played against them in forever. So I'm going to keep the skulls very white, all the bone parts, like the rib cage and the skulls and stuff like that. And I'm going to keep the wings kind of a duller cream color, I think. That's probably a better way of doing it. So if I made them similar color, it would be weird. Okay. It's not that bad for gold. I thought it would be worried to be too much gold, but I think it's just fine. I gotta start working on the wings. Okay, so this is gonna be men with white base. Get rid of built-in battle damage too, so let's work off of that. That's why I give it the white coat. Because the cream doesn't really have the great coverage, but the white does. So you just do like a relatively terrible white coat first, and then do a decent cream. It works. It's pretty much almost ready to go. Still need to do one more cream coat, though. Okay. I'm gonna just block out the... Actually, let's see. I want to get those cables in before I start doing the skull. So let's, there we go, some gray coat gray here. I'm just gonna gray them out, and then I'm gonna use some wash to get the detail. And then I'm free to do whatever I want with the skull. Relatively. Okay. The cream's dry, so I'm just gonna do another coat now. Alright, I'm just gonna get a little bit of water. That's what I've got so far. Maybe a little better coat of white. I want to make these skulls pretty white compared to the. So I'm going to make this different color than the wings. So we're going to go from like a white to a brown. Well, the wings are going to go from like a cream to like a tan color to like a brown. Too much. Don't want to do too big of a coat. Start destroying the detail. And Forge World detail can be pretty fine in some places, especially in the skulls here. Put too much paint on like obscure detail, like the teeth, for example. Alright, so the wings are dry now, so let's get some bootstrap leather. There's some blending on that. So I'm going to start with these inner wings. Kind of blend it out. I'm also using the wrong brush here. This is too good of a brush for this kind of job. Once I'm done here, I'm going to go and get a worse brush. Let's find a... Here we go. Much worse tip. About 2 or 3 layers per section on this thing to get it looking nice. Okay. Dried a little too fast there. Well, I guess I could kind of rub it off. Needs to get a little wet. It's too dry. There we go. Okay, back to this side now. I did a much better job when I was thinner, so let's do another thin coat here. I guess my bootstrap leather is a little too old, so it's dried out. There we go. Okay. There we go. I think 2 layers is good enough. Definitely. Next up will be a bloodstone brown. we go. Give them a thorough clean my brushes before I go to the next color, which is on the Bloodstone. If I can find it. Here we go. As I go darker, I like to make it like a little more saturated. I think I need to have a little darker though. So it's a little too light. So I'm gonna add some black to this. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna add some umber, which is like the darkest color I'm gonna go to. Potentially. Just gonna add a little bit here. It's also desaturated because that Bloodstone might be a little too saturated, so I'm just gonna change it. Darken it and desaturate it. Yeah, let's try that. A little darker. I like that. I think it'd be a good color combination. Double check, make sure this side is dry. Yeah. Make sure it's nice and thin, and then we're gonna go. I might need to make it a little darker actually. Let's see. Yeah, it needs to be just a little touch darker, I think. Well, let's just go on this side first. Finish this up before I do anything. Change it. I kind of like that. I think I'll have to go back do some umber, straight umber for the next coat, but that's fine. We'll go back over with a bit of Mammoth white, just on the edges of the feathers. Give it some pop, more contrast. Alright, umber it is. If only I had space for it on my palette. Okay. That's with the black wash. Maybe. Just where the feathers connect. Or I might just go brighter on the edges. Yeah. Let's do a coat of Mammoth white on the edges. I'll go from there, see if I want to go darker or lighter. Okay. A little splotch right there. Let's see if I can fix that. If I can't fix it with blending, I'll fix it with battle damage. Okay. Time for some straight mouth white. And do a lot of edge highlighting. Okay, I need more mouth white. Oops. Once again, painted my palette can. Now, am I in camera? I don't know if I like that. I don't want to go too far into the... It's not bad. I have to darken that edge highlight a bit. It's too bright. Oh, I actually missed a feather. It actually overlaps. I didn't realize that. Interesting. It's not too late though. And darken up this edge highlight a little. So it's more of a transition. It's not so stark. So that must be a feather there too, not just the border. Okay. Oops. I wonder if I A little shadow on each feather. So this part is supposed to be this feather too. I missed that part. Okay. I'm happy how that's turning out. My deal was more almost pure white on the edges, but not too bad. So for this part, just back to edge highlighting. That's getting there. So now do the final highlight on the feathers, which is gonna be a combination of white and mouth white. Try and just do the edges too, the top parts. Now is that too light or too creamy? It has to be brighter. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oop. For the fourth time I painted the palette cam today. Before I forget, there's this little scratch along here. I wanted to just highlight a bit. Any other scratches, damage? No. Alright. He's getting there. Let's see. Alright. Before I forget, I'm going to do the black ink on those pipes. Actually, let's do a bit of white. Almost white, like a light gray. Just to pick up some details, and then I'm going to do a black wash. And I can forget about that inner area, except for the skull. Okay. Now where'd you go, Mr. Blackwash? This is a P3 armor wash. It's basically black. I think it has maybe a touch of, are you it? Yeah, you are. Touch of brown to it, which is just fine, because, you know, I like to put a little bit of brown in my metals. It's either like dirt or dust or grease. Grease is very important for metal. It stops it from grinding. Lubrication. That's the reason why I eat ketchup with fries. It's too dry otherwise. Need some lubrication to get it down. Now I'm doing his skull the same kind of color as the rest of his pretty necklace, I guess. His bow tie of skulls. Alright. While that's dry, I'm going to do the rest of the gold trim. Since I've finished the feathers. I'll block it out. Actually, not resting my fingers on the fancy scroll work I just did. This guy's kind of interesting. He's Dreadnought, but he has less than 10 wounds, which is, from what I remember, is the threshold for being a character. So he can't be targeted unless he's the closest model. That's why this guy's kind of ridiculous. He's also out of print too, so hard to get your hands on, but he's apparently very good. Okay, I'll pull this out. I'll make it nice and dark back there though. And all those little skulls and stuff like that are making them white. That little halo up there and stuff like that. I think silver skulls would not look good. And once the gold is done, I can start working on the skulls. Okay, I think that's a good enough base coat. For the gold, I'm just gonna let it dry, then do a wash over it. Okay, so while it's drying, I'm gonna work on some purity seals. Trick is to have the purity seal a different color than the creamy feathers or the skulls. So skulls can be pretty much white with yellow and brown. So the purity seal is gonna be gray. Yeah, there we go. So I already have some gray, some gray coat gray. I'm just gonna lighten it up with some more white here. Hey, Hazy. Well, I use I think it's called Purple Power, and that strips like anything. So, I mean, yeah, like it works on everything. Like you can soak it for like days even, and it won't ruin the resin. But it really strips paint very easily. I highly recommend it. It's like in the automotive section, I think. You can get it at Walmart. That's where we got ours. It's like, how much was a thing?
$7.
It's like $7. It's like under $10 for like a spray bottle. You just like soak it.
In theory, any citrus-based degreaser would do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, at least the Purple Power is like pretty fast too. And it works on like automotive. Like if it's like terribly painted with like non-model paint, you could probably just use that. And it'll get rid of it.
Yeah, I have something soaking right now that was definitely sprayed with an automotive primer, and it is coming off.
Yeah, I think the Purple Power will cause the paint to debond, and so it might come apart. So, yeah, like you're scared of like when you're like doing the brushing, it'll like, because this guy, he's not the most sturdiest model. Like when you try and brush the paint off, I think with the Purple Power would be pretty good. Just do some light brushing. I mean, I don't think it's going to be worse than what you start with, because if it's a dry brush special, it's going to be pretty bad.
I think that model's so solid, I wouldn't really worry about it.
No, the problem is this thing's got some very spindly bits, like right here, and the guy's actual like connection to legs is just such a tiny little area. You guys, yeah, right there. Yeah, this guy doesn't have the banner. Like if the glue gets unbonded and like comes apart, you might be able to like glue it back on. Oh, it's on his head? Okay, yeah, this one, I don't know where my client got it from. I don't think this is the Forge World gun. But this claw is definitely the Forge one, so it's all resin and very spindly right there. It's scary, this little limb. Especially this halo, oh my god, this halo. It's annoying and fragile. The worst combination. Okay. I'm gonna get a new palette.
I'd still put it in purple.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe be able to try and snap off the parts once it's soaked in purple, because like the purple power gets rid of the glue too, doesn't it?
I don't think I've had it debond any glue yet.
Oh, hasn't it? Okay.
I mean, I can double check, but I don't remember it debonding anything.
Yeah, because if you're brushing, it might snap off some of those really fiddly bits. No. So for the gold, I'm just gonna do some brown ink by P3 and then thicken it up with some mixing medium. This poor guy's on the last of its legs. Come on, you get out. There we go. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of green. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, I was looking at this model earlier just to see what kind of where the colors are, and I saw he's got like a scrolly banner thing down here. I have it still open the tab actually. Let's double check. I think most of the models actually don't have it. They just gave up and.
I think there were different upgrade kits for this thing too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on most of these models actually. The scrolly bits. Some are even
missing. Aren't banned, so you can post them.
What? Sorry, what? Okay.
So the model that I've had in the purple since Monday, the glue definitely hasn't debonded. And it's plastic with a resin base, and it's also fine.
Oh, it's okay. Oh. I'd almost, like, cut that off, then pin it back on. That kind of piece. Okay. Alright, so I was somewhere. Let's use a worse brush for this one. So, let's see. So this is a little too red for me. I'm just going to add a little bit of green. It'll darken it and desaturate it so it's less. If you put too much green, it turns into black. I still want a little bit of the brown. I just want it too saturated. There we go. I think that's good. Here, I'm just gonna slather it on. Make like a copper kind of color. Let me just hold it close to the can for you. I might even add some patina in there. Be kind of cool looking. I should get a little bit of stuff in those pieces. I think a little bit of patina would actually look really good in this. Give him also the old kind of vibe if he's got some like patina. Because a lot of like statues, for example, have patina. People like it on it. For example, the Statue of Liberties. They thought about actually cleaning off the patina on her, but they liked it so much they kept it, which is what gives her the green vibe. If you do try purple powder, let me know how it goes, because I think it work a treat on that kind of stuff. Shouldn't as long as it's resin. It works on plastic too. I don't think any material I've seen that would cause problems too, except for like acrylic, which is what you want. Oops, a little bit of overpaint there. Oh well. It's just a small slip. Okay. I find simple green is a little too slow, but it's like, I guess, non-toxic, so it's not bad. But yeah, purple powder gets in your hands. It feels a little burny, I guess, after a while.
Don't get it on your hands.
Yeah, wear gloves. It's definitely in the automotive section for a reason.
It is a degreaser. That's...
Yeah.
It will degrease you.
Yeah, it makes your hands feel like really dry and chafy, I guess. Kind of hurty. Okay. That's all gold. Alright, back to the, whatever they're called again. The little paper bits. Parchment. Oh, got a little bit of gray on my feather parts. Nice. I used to use simple green. I was told that Pro Power is like much better, and it is. Just a lot more hazardous.
Well, it's not a lot more hazardous than simple drain. You just can't plunge your hands.
Yeah, you just need gloves. I don't know if you use gloves. I don't know if you need gloves with simple green. You probably do, just to be on the safe side. Hecton Echios. Who's that? Is that a character or is that an army? I'm not too familiar with Forge World models and stuff. Is he a Chaos guy? Kind of sounds like a Imperial Guard or like a Navy kind of guy. Probably just totally wrong though. I'm only hesitant about like forgeable armies just because like it's all resin, and resin can be a little just too delicate, especially for like armies you want to play with all the time. That's my only problem with their stuff. But they do some pretty fantastic models though, so it's like tempting to do stuff like that. But I just hate when models break, especially when you spend so much time on them. So like normal like GW plastic is just so durable, except for small things, smooth bits. There we go. Problem fixed. What forgeable army do you have? Are you working on? Three legit models. Why are they cursed? Are they like one of those like their main chapter was turned into chaos, but then like the sub guys just like stayed loyal? Cause like I know some of them like that, like some word bearers stayed loyal or whatever like that. Or did they have like a terrible like mutation gene like those Space Wolves that they got way worse and like almost got purged? I also know a few guys like that. Alright, let's do the red. Minotaurs sound like they're like, I don't know, like, because you know Space Wolves are Space Wolves and they're all like mutated, but then the Griffins are like just normal Marines, nothing wrong with them. So I don't actually know. I know there's like a lot of tons of little splintered chapters. Some are doing not so hot. Some are like located in like the worst possible locations and like basically becoming extinct, losing too many Marines. Oh, okay. So they're cursed because they, like Ulysses or whatever, went on a voyage, or because people think they're chaos, but they're not. Makes sense they got lost. So World Eaters are like the Berserkers, and then Iron Hands are like the Defenders. So, like, because Iron Hands are like fortification guys, they're kind of like the Iron Warriors. So, like, are they like Ultramarines? Ultramarines are like the jack of all trades kind of thing. Okay, let's work on the skulls more. Hey, what is the cost between Berserkers and like static defenders? I'm curious. You've piqued my interest. I'll lower my chair a bit. Let's try that. Better that Fred on the charge? Oh, the Dread. Interesting. So like the... Oh, Siege, right, Siege. As in like, do they... Are they Siege Breakers or Siege Defenders? I might have mixed up my 40k lore. Because like are the Iron Hands? They like have like the big guns. That's the thing. I think I'm probably wrong. They all but bunker busters. Setting it and breaking into pieces. Like selling it or like. What do you mean breaking into pieces? Actually, make these skulls gray. That's what I should do. Oh. Sending out. Oh, okay. Iron Hands are the blue with the red fist? Or the crimson fists? Iron Hands. Imperial Fists, the yellow marines, aren't they? There's just so many little factions. Sub-factions, sub-chapters. Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. I think I remember those guys now. What's their color scheme? They just like all silver? No. Oh, they're black, aren't they? With like a silver fist. Or that could just be Death Watch. Let's... The Urkai? That's cool. Hey, Even Warped, how's it going? Painting this, this giant among, Dreadnoughts. I mean, he's actually kind of tiny for a Dreadnought, but apparently he's... he's chunky. No. He's apparently very strong offensively. But he's like a character. Okay. Okay, that's... Yes. Yes, he is. People hate him. Because you can't focus him out. He's black. Oh, come on. Hope it's not stuck. There we go. That's cool. At least you can do something special with all your little guys. Necromancer's also kind of cool. Do they have Gene Slayer cults with Necromunda? Because I think they're a perfect place to have them. Sorry, Gene Stealer cults in Necromunda. Because that'd be a really good spot to have them. Okay. Are the rules free, or they you gotta buy them? I don't play Necromunda, but it's always an interesting idea. Cool. free and street legal. That's always good. Okay, so now do I want to just do washes for the skulls, or do I want to go and do a bunch of blending? Let's do some blending. Open a window. It's a little warm right now, so I'm gonna do sulfuric yellow and bloodstone. It's gonna be very yellowy to a brown color. It's like, yeah, because your guys progress and they level up and stuff like that. And it kind of sucks when like your favorite guy takes a bullet to the head and like dies or becomes useless because he lost all his limbs or whatever. Became the Black Knight from Monty Python. Same with like Blood Bowl. New star player bites it. Kind of sucks. You need to paint a Mars Titan? Oh my god. So those things are like... Is that the normal size one, or is it like the epic size one? That's pretty high casualty rate. You playing guard or something? Or... Okay, how big is that? Like... Because I'm not too sure in the model. I don't really pay attention to Epic that much right now. I remember when it came out, but I haven't really followed it since. Because I wouldn't be able to, like... If it was like the big ones, I wouldn't be able to do it on stream because it's way too big. It'd be hard to capture all the action. But like, smaller ones, if it's like within like under a foot, like tall, like that should be a decent... Should be able to have that on stream. Doesn't every faction have juvies? Oh god, no. I think... I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that kind of painting on stream. It's just way too big. Like, because that thing is like, what? Size of a small child? Like, it's like a couple feet tall, isn't it? And yeah, I don't really want to put my streaming on, or my camera on my airbrush booth. Yeah, well, it's like $3,000, and then imagine.
Okay, how much would that cost? So much to have that painted, but
yeah, no, like that'd be thousands of dollars of painting alone. Like, it would take a long time to do. I mean, I'm also booked for till the end of the year, I think. Maybe even longer, but yeah.
well, like your next slot for anything that isn't a single model is like early next spring.
That's cool. Okay.
And like a reasonably sized single, I could fit into the schedule.
But like, how much does that weigh? Because like, no, the problem with that is it's too big of a surface for the quick shade and all that inks to dry properly, so you get this really weird like spotty look, and it doesn't look good on big models. It's good for like textury stuff and reasonably small like flat surfaces, but like you just need to airbrush the hell out of that.
Yeah, you'd have to spray that.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you shake it? Very carefully, because it'll just like...
Where do you shake it?
Oh, where? I have balcony, it's fine. Just make it rain outside for the people below us. Okay.
Someone only charged $2,000 for that. They charged too little to paint that.
Oh.
Such a huge...
Well, I mean, if they just do like the dry brush special and like airbrush the hell of it, sure, you can. You don't have to charge that much to do like a terrible job. I mean, it all depends on like your process, right? If he spent...
It's a $1,400 model. If you can spend that much on a model and you want it professionally painted, you might as well get it nicely painted.
Well, I mean, if he's bankrupt after spending... 5 months, God. Well, all depends on the painter's queue, really, because that's my problem. The queue can be a bitch. Yes, yes it is. That thing is... Not only does it look a little funny, but it's like super fragile. You should see his waist, oh my god. His waist is like tiny. Talk about an hourglass figure, look at that thing. I mean, I don't know how he keeps like standing up.
It's not just like top to one side.
I know, 'cause look, it looks okay if it's like down view, but like once you go like a straight on view, it's just like, oh. It looks a little fragile. It's like... Yeah, I think it's just the Forge World one, and they just may want to make it their own special way. That guy only paints Titans? It's a very niche. But he's just doing it for fun and a hobby on his off time, and that's cool. So I don't know if...
Or if you only made $2,000 in 5 months, that's hard to live off of.
Yeah, unless you're like living in your parents' basement or something. Tiny little skulls which are not cast properly. Fine. Oh, okay, yeah, because Forge World's based in the UK, isn't it? And so over here, it's the shipping is what kills you too. That was my smaller brush. Let's try my number 0 brush. Where are you? Just imagine like spending $2-3 grand on a miniature, waiting like how many months to get it shipped over, and then find out you've like got broken or like miscast or you're missing pieces. That'd be just like terrifying.
Imagine having to ship something like that painted back to a client. You'd have to like freight ship it.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah. So I'm not painting a Dreadnought for Titan for Todd. He had bought lots of models in there.
There's nothing that big in those boxes.
Yeah, that's good.
No Space Marines either. Well, I mean, I guess there's some in that Blackstone Fortress set, maybe?
Yeah, there's a couple Chaos Space Marines, I think.
But nothing like... No more Space Marine armies for...
Yeah.
Well, until next year at least. I just find it really interesting that Forge World hasn't kind of evolved in their casting techniques when there's so many companies putting out really nice casts.
Yeah, these things are relatively poor quality resin and quality compared to like other miniature companies out there now.
Well, even look at that like RNE Studio stuff we got yesterday. Like Like, it's a 54 mil size and it's like flawless.
Yeah, it's very sexy miniatures. Okay, where's this black? And they even like just use different, not even resin anymore, because like that plastic resin combination is like very durable and very nice. And like, we can't just do that.
Yeah, like the way you could bend that sprue.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed the text a little bit. Yeah, that's the problem with GW. They don't need to be like top of the game for like quality for some things, because they just dominate so much of the market, which is just like how they dominated was it Crystal Brush, which is kind of unfortunate. More diversity helps customers, and being a monopoly kind of screws things up for everybody. God, these little skulls are annoying. They're almost a little different. I thought this guy was going to be like 3D sculpted, but he's not. He's just like hand sculpted, and so he's...
Oh, this came out way before 3D sculpting.
Yeah.
I think this is probably like a mid-90s sculpt.
Yeah, it feels like it. I think those skulls are okay, though. Can you guys... But the problem is, like, all the people who are, like, recasting... Oh, really? Like, what's a patent break? Is that, like, a insurance kind of thing? Or, like, people steal their stuff and they can't do anything about it to get insurance money? Or is that, like... Because no, like, China and Russia are really just, like... I guess, like, so many of these guys on the market that are not, like, Forge World. Because he's so good, and he's not on Forge World anymore. You have to buy him somewhere else, which is probably not going to be a legit model. And so, they just, you know, capitalize on that stuff. This guy's skull is like chunky as hell. Pretty sure it's just the model. Interesting. Yeah, that's what a lot of people do, because they just like, if they don't really care about supporting GW, they just go buy from the fake GW stuff and play it like their own game stores or whatever, and nobody cares, because Creature Cache has some really good stuff, and I have one I gotta paint for myself eventually. But yeah, it's a really awesome model. All their stuff is really good stuff.
it's really cool to support people who are like
Yeah.
creating their own artwork. That's great and awesome. Not awesome to support recasters.
Yeah, recasters are the devils. They're just basically leeches, parasites. If you're doing your own custom art, that's awesome. Your own art and sculpting and stuff. There's a huge difference between recasting and doing your own stuff. Oh, let's see. I forgot this guy's lower horn, no, his lower ribs. I wonder if he's missing any. Looks like it. Okay. So let's bust out some straight. Actually, no, let's add some umbrella in there. I'm just gonna use a wash at this point. And I'll go back and use I'll use some caustic wash, flesh wash, and go back with the umber and just do the finishing touches with that. Oh, yeah, that's kind of rough. If you're getting asked to leave. Because he didn't have a bell saying shame, because they locked him out. But you don't go to GW events with the recast stuff. I need to add some. Let's see if we can do this, I think. Which brush we're using? Got too many brushes out. Gotta make sure they're all clean when I'm not using them. Alright. I've never seen that before, actually. Some person asked to leave. That must really suck. Sprucons? I think they have to be built and stuff like that. I know what a sprucon is, but I'm sure it has to be fully built. Some even actually stipulate painted too, like at least 3 colors.
So I think with GW you can either use their products or stuff that's custom sculpted by quote-unquote you.
Yeah. I think it still has to be some part GW though. You can't do like 100%. Maybe.
I think they do actually allow total custom sculpts.
Oh, that's cool.
But it can't be from like another company.
Yeah, it has to be you.
Sculpt.
And it can't be you sculpt it and then sell it to another company and still. There we go. Teeth look much better now with ink. Well, I think Death Corps like a. I think everybody loves them, and they probably give them special treatment. They're like a nice looking army, and like one of the few forgeable armies I like better than most GW stuff.
Well, but like anything is going to be better than recast quality than forgeable.
Oh, yeah, recast stuff normally is terrible quality. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna take a little break. I just think it's good enough for today, though. He's certainly on his way to being all stompy and murdering things.
And not being murdered.
Yeah. Problem is those guys, like this, it's like with all forgeable stuff, is that they're a little too like their guns, like they're nice looking models, but the guns like they're just so fragile. Because I guess a few Death Corps armies and all the gun tips broke off. It's kind of sad because they're really nice models, or that they're hoses on the necks. But yeah, like this guy is beautiful, just such a delicate baby. He's a doggy guy. Alright. Are we going to rate somebody?
We'll see Mocha.
Okay, we're gonna go see Mocha if you guys still feel like watching stuff on your Friday night. Yeah. Yeah. Stupid hoses. Leave their own mark? Oof. I know people like will recast like metal stuff into like resin, so sometimes like I know a guy buys his armies pre-painted and they come resin, but they're supposed to be metal. The only way I can tell is like, you know, pick up a model, but I don't think less people touch his models, so maybe a way around that. Okay. Alright. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully see you guys again on Tuesday. I'll be rating Mocha's minis, so. Alright. Have a good night, guys. See you, Hazy and Even Warped. What? Evan, sorry. Evan Warped. Take it easy. Bye.